Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock, and today's video is going to be a little bit of a different type of video for me. Um, I've had a lot of motivation lately from different sources. So things have been not hard, but I've been dealing with a lot of technical issues and stuff when it comes to me streaming and creating content full time. I think I've got them all worked out, but it's been a little stressful and taxing and um so I got a little bit overwhelmed, kind of took a day off today, didn't really stream, which was already announced yesterday because I was having computer or internet issues. I had a feeling I would have to go take my router in and get it swapped out. So far, it seems to be working now. I'm not sure if it was just a fluke or if I'm going to have to fix it in the future. But in taking that time off, I was kind of able to reflect on my channel, as well as see some other stuff. So in my own clan, somebody is leaving the game because they're burnt out. And then I was watching a video that Ash just put out talking about how he wants to improve his channel, and all of this kind of combined in my head while I was just making dinner for my kids, and kind of all came together in an idea for a video to talk about just kind of how to avoid getting frustrated in Raid Shadow Legends. I know that was a lot of like outside Raid Shadow Legends that brought into a Raid Shadow Legends video, but something that I see all the time is that people get to a point of I want to call it burnout, but it's not always burnout. Sometimes it's just overwhelming. I don't know what to do. Where do I go next? And a lot of you are going to start to experience that right now because most of the community is probably going to skip this upcoming fusion, right? The kit doesn't sound all that interesting, and there's no real value in getting the champion because it doesn't necessarily help you in future events like a fragment summon would. So it's very likely that many people will skip her. I know I'm skipping her on both of my accounts. We'll wait and see what the kit looks like to be sure with the multipliers, but odds are I'm skipping her and odds are you are too. Well, one of the great things about fusions is they give us a direction, they give us a guide and tell us, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do." So that tells me I'm going to farm dragon today. Oh, and then tomorrow I'm going to farm ice golem. And then next week I'm going to farm fire knight, right? It kind of gives you that guide, gives you that direction. If you're skipping the fusion, you don't really have that guide and direction. So what are some ways to kind of mitigate that feeling of, well, what do I do now? So for me personally, I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm focused on. What I really love in the game right now is actually Hydra Clash. Now I know this is very contentious amongst the community. A lot of people are really like don't know how they feel about Hydra Clash, but I love it. I don't love that the gap is so large that you can have people that put up million or billions of damage with a Trunda team. I don't like that per se. However, I do love this idea that increasing your team damage matters. So, what do I mean by that? My clan boss team has not been touched on my main account, has not been touched in a year probably because I don't need to. It's a one key team. I get no benefit from increasing the damage of my clan boss team because it still beats the clan boss. I don't need to do more damage. So why put time and mental energy into this team? I'm not saying that people are wrong for doing so. Absolutely. If you want to do the most possible damage that you can, by all means, play the game how you want to play. But for me, I use that time and I divert it to other areas of the game. So you'll see that this team only did 98.44 million damage compared to other one keys in my own clan, right? I'm very low as far as damage goes, but that doesn't bother me. My clan kills Ultra Nightmare just fine with me only doing one key into it. Before that was a thing, I used to be working on my damage, and I used to actually put all three of my keys in Ultra Nightmare to try and make sure we killed it every day. But then I recruited and helped players in my own clan get better, and we are at the point now where people are putting up these bigger numbers. But that's why I like Hydra Clash, because Hydra Clash, I'm now motivated to improve my teams. A lot of players back before Hydra Clash were just settling and said, "Oh, I did my 29.4 million. I'm done." Right? Or whatever the minimum was for them to get the max rewards. Maybe if they were in a clan that really needed to kill this, they would push it and do the 100, 200 million type stuff in order to make sure that the clan would get it down to get double of the rewards, right? But for the most part, my understanding was people kind of just put the team in and said, okay. Well, now I spend probably about 3, 4, maybe 5 hours sometimes, depending on how well my runs go, running my teams on manual. And I enjoy it. Not everybody does, but that's something that I enjoy. And that's the area of the game that I have the most focus on. So when I see them announce new champions, new legendaries, um, I get very excited and I say, how can I use that champion to improve my Hydra team? Like what that's where my head goes first. So that's how I stay energized in the game. That's how I stay motivated because now there's incentive for me to build a strong team, right? We got first place in this last clan Hydra Clash, and I think I was like third place, maybe fourth place for total points, and over a billion damage or over a billion points that I contributed. So I'm proud of that, obviously, but it's fun to have that direction and that avenue. But what else is on the agenda for me, right? Where else do I want to focus? So because I'm kind of stalled, I haven't six-starred anybody new in a while. I have a bunch of champions that are just sitting there that I really don't have a reason to six-star them. All my dungeon farm teams are set up. We'll talk about them in a second. My Hydra teams are pretty much set. I'm just min-maxing them with ascensions and improving blessings. And then, I mean, what else is there really that I would kind of do in the game, right? So, how do I stay motivated to play this game when I feel like I've done everything? There is Cintranos. City of Cintranos is interesting, but I don't necessarily like the method that they used to make it challenging. And it was all, they made it challenging not through via mechanics, but they made it challenging in terms of you can't use this obviously good champion against this boss, basically, right? Or not all the time. You can use it this one week or this one rotation, but you can't use it the next rotation. Now, it's not my game. I'm not criticizing. I'm still going to play the game. That's not my. It's just not the decision that I would go with, and it's not a decision that I'm a fan of because it doesn't feel like a challenge. It just feels like, do I have this champion? Yes or no. If I don't, I can't really do that fight. And maybe that's not the case for all of them, but there are definitely rooms where, if you don't have that specific HP burner against a Frostbiter, like the number of times, especially on my free to play, where I've gone into Cintranos and I don't have X champion and I'm going up against Frostbiter, I literally cannot win the game. There's nothing that I can do to prevent that because I don't have an HP burn. So, so I'm not really talking about Cintranos progression as much, but what I want to do on this account is I'm usually farming around stage 6 of hard dungeons. Now I want to push those dungeons to hard 10 because you're going to get more resources, better resources, and more points during things like Clan v Clan. I've already gone and pushed my teams in Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun's Grove. So now I just want to continue that push in the other areas of the game. And that's something that I would recommend for you guys too, On my free-to-play account, and you'll see here, I'm pretty lazy, right? I've hit stage 20 and I said, cool, that's good enough. that's where you want to be farming for fusions and the like. So I'm just going to sit here at stage 20 and not really progress any. But all I'm really accomplishing is holding myself back. And it may not be dungeon progression. You may have hard 10, but I know a lot of people that don't have Iron Twins teams figured out. So maybe that's the next area that you want to work on. One area that I was super proud of myself to start working on, which is something that is extremely challenging and gets overlooked quite a bit, is Tag Team Arena. So obviously I'm not gold yet. I bounce back and forth between Silver 3 and Silver 4. Usually I bump down to Silver 3 if I had a situation where I couldn't play for a period of time. And that's what happened recently. I flew to another state overnight, and that took a lot of time and energy away from progressing my tag team arena. But you can see I'm doing really well. I've pushed my team pretty high. Come Sunday, I will likely promote back into Silver 4, and then I hope to continue to progress as far as possible in there, mostly so I can get more access to the better bazaar items. Although really I think I'm only going to spend points on void shards and maybe legendary books, but I don't know that I'm going to do too much other than that. Some other things of that you could do would be to do that gear cleanse that you've been putting off forever and ever and ever and ever, right? Or go through your gear and upgrade. Make sure that people have the latest stuff. I know for me, I'll be in the middle of a video sometimes and I'll be going through and I'll, look at the gear on a champion and say, oh yeah, he's in kind of a weak chest or whatever, and then I'll just randomly hit, oh, attack percent chests and see if I have anything better, and it's like, oh wait, is this better? Right? And it's like, oh man, I didn't even realize I had this good of a piece. Like I should probably put this on them instead. Even right now, I'm literally realizing that right now. I'm like, oh, this might be better than what he's currently got on. A little less crit damage, but anyways, so that might be some stuff that you could do too. Just find ways to keep yourself entertained during a period of time in the game when there's less stuff to do. So, but yeah, this video, I mean, I'm going to put this out. I'm really worried to put out a video like this because I feel like I'm kind of opening myself up for more negativity, which so far my community has been really great about not throwing a lot of negativity my way. But if you're like my clanmate, or if you're like me and you're kind of struggling with what am I going to do during this fusion, where am I going to focus, I don't know. This is a great time to take an opportunity to go ahead and push those dungeons. I'm going to be doing the same thing on my free-to-play. My roster is pretty stacked on the free-to-play. If you don't follow my channel or if you don't follow my free-to-play, this is the free-to-play, sorry. You can see that I have a pretty decent roster of champions, right? I have Armont, I've got Newt very early on my account, which is huge. I have Godseeker and Neri. I have Wixwell now. I've had Ursula, Geomancer, Deacon, all these really top, Allure I got early, really top tier champions that I can definitely use to carry me in a lot more content than I'm currently doing. Because I'm kind of being lazy about it. So my goal now is to push and further my performance in different areas of the game. So I'm going to wait to do the other two, the Sand Devil and Shogun's Grove on this account until the nerfs come out. But it's a great time, given this mission for Marius, hard mode stage 1 of Dragon. So Dragon is going to be my new focus. So I would say, missions is a great way to try and to decide where the next focus would be. I would recommend taking a look at those and seeing, hey, where do I want to progress next? But I hope if you are struggling with the game right now, I hope this kind of helps you find your goal and your next direction in the game. If you guys have any questions, if you need help, something that has been picking up steam in just the last couple of days or week really has been my Discord. Um, People are becoming more and more active in my Discord channel. It's not something I really promote that much because I don't want to say I'm embarrassed by it, but it's not very fancy. I don't have a lot of the things that you see if you were to join like an experienced content creator's Discord channel. But there's enough in here, and people love to just chat, give advice, learn. We have somebody that was very new in the game, just a couple of weeks into the game, if not days. I can't remember exactly, saying, hey, um, what can I do for this? How can I do this? And I love seeing that kind of stuff. That's what this channel was originally made for. Um, for I'll just a quick, aside on why the channel got made. I made this channel for my clan to help coach people in my clan how to improve their teams, and like the concepts for them to use, and it paid off. And now and they learned, but I noticed as things kept progressing that I had more and more views each time I put out a video, even more than I had clan members. And I'm like, other people are watching this that aren't my clan. Maybe I should take this more serious. And now we have this growing channel. So anyways, yep, kind of a weird video for me. I know it's not my usual thing, but I want to kind of make more stuff along these lines. I really want to um, be me. We've been having a lot of discussions lately in when I stream, which is 9 a.m. Eastern time. I'm usually on here streaming. And when I do those streams, I'm chatting with you guys and you're asking questions, and I'm sharing personal, information and stuff like that. And then I one thing I shared recently was that I feel like the best way to move forward with my channel is to not be like content creator X or Y, but to be me. What kind of stuff do I want to see? What kind of stuff do I want to hear? And I know that if if uh, if I was going into a period of time in this game where there isn't a fusion for me to pursue, I would want to hear about ways that I could explore the game and try to improve teams in different areas. So that's what I'm going to be working on during this fusion. I'm going to be trying to improve my teams, and I'm going to share that with you guys every step of the way. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me have a little rant. I know this wasn't really the normal type of stuff that you guys like to see, but it's the stuff that I like to make. So if you enjoy my content, or if you want to see me expand my teams and improve my performance in dungeons on both the free-to-play and the main account, um, feel free to click that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel right now, and I'm really looking to kind of grow this thing. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.